What is going on, gamers? Ravensburger has just announced some new Lorcana cards. Let's take a look at them. Let's see how good they are. This information is coming from Nerdiest. That's where I saw it at. It's all over the internet. It's big news in Lorcana. So this new set is called Rise of the Floodborn. It's gonna be the next set, and it's set to release December 1st, is what I saw. And let's just take a look with these new cards. So it looks like we've got Belle here, Hidden Archer. 5 cost, 3/3 uninkable, 3/3 lore. So this is looking to compete with like Cusco and Mad Hatter. It's like, are you playing this over those cards? So the 3/3 in green decks doesn't really matter. You're not really worrying too much about these stats here. It's more about the effect and how much lore you're getting. So lore, pretty high. 3, it's in competitions with Cusco and Mad Hatter, so it seems like an easy replacement for them. Shift 3 to play on top of Belle. You know, I don't think you're really shifting this guy out very often. You're probably just gonna play him on turn 5. When this character is challenged, the challenging character's player discards all cards in their hand. So good. So you're gonna just win the game, essentially, is what it says. That's crazy. That's a crazy effect, considering that there is so little draw in this game. If your opponent discards their entire hand, they essentially lose if you're at any point ahead. Like, imagine playing this and using it to sing a whole new world, and then forcing your opponent to discard every single card they just drew by, you know, playing the character that gives your opponent's characters reckless, right? So like you play this turn 5, turn 6, use it to sing a whole new world, and then play the reckless character, causing your opponent to forcibly attack Belle. And now they've just lost the 7 cards you've given them, and you got 7 new cards. That essentially is a win condition right there. This card seems nuts. This essentially has ward, except reverse ward. It's a keyword that doesn't exist. It's called reverse ward. I just made it up. It means your opponent cannot attack this character. It has to use a removal on it, and that's essentially what this card does. I think solid. It can die to smash for balancing reasons. That's smart, right? Like if this thing doesn't die to smash, it would be a big problem. If this thing had 4 willpower, it would be absurdly broken. Yeah, it would be disgusting. One thing to note about with this character, let's give every card, you know, let's do it. We're gonna give every card a 5 out of 5 rating. 1 out of 5 rating. You know, we're gonna go 1 through 5. So I'm gonna give this one's a 5 out of 5, man. If you're playing green, you're playing this card. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. The only time that this won't be a 5 out of 5 is if in this next set, there's like a ton of removal added. But like legitimately, if you 1 jump ahead this guy out on turn 3, your opponent loses, right? They have to attack it. They're not going to have removal for it until turn 5, and at that point you're going to get 9 lore from it. You're going to, like, by the time they can play Dragon's Fire on it, you're already going to have 9 lore from it, or 6 lore from it, which is a quarter of what you need. You know, like, it's absolutely nuts card. 5 out of 5 for sure. You're going to be playing this card. Let's look at the next one. 6 cost, Mickey Mouse, friendly face, 3 lore. When this character quests, you may pay 3 less for the next character you play this turn. So you're playing this for 6, it's a 1/6. So it's essentially fill the slot of a Moana or something, a 1/6, 3 lore. The stats, they're not necessarily bad. 1/6 for 3 lore, you know, like, I want something with more attack. The fact that you can't really clear anything with this, you're only going to use him to quest, and he's not going to do any damage to anything that goes to remove it. I don't really like that. But you got to pay 3 less for the next character you play. So you could play this turn 6, use him to quest, and then you could be able to drop, like, you know, in a Maleficent next turn, which that's actually pretty huge. So maybe that's worth playing in some sort of green yellow, and maybe some sort of red yellow. Right, red yellow you could start playing like the Brave Little Tailor Mickey Mouse. You start playing Maleficent on turn 7 with this guy. Seems pretty good. You could play Stitch off of this guy, and you know, maybe this is a way to let you stay at 6 lore and keep dropping these like 9-drop characters. I'm gonna say this card 3 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. It's not amazing. It's not terrible. It'll probably see some play, but I don't think it'll be in any like high-end competitive deck. Let's see the next one. 0 to Hero. It's a song that's pretty big for yellow. That means you can grab it with Ariel. Count the number of characters you have in play. You may pay them that amount less than the next character you have to play that. Anyways, I'm not, you get to pay 2 and then subtract an amount equal to the characters you have on board to play your next character. You get to pay that much less. So essentially you have to have 2 characters on board in order for this to break even. That's somewhat likely. 3 characters to get a +1, very unlikely. So essentially, if you're not using this as a song, you're essentially gonna have a problem. I think this is a good card, probably gonna see play quite a bit, just because there's not a lot of songs that you really wanna be playing, and it's a 2-cost song that can see play, does seem pretty decent. Some sort of yellow purple or yellow blue is gonna wanna be playing this card. I don't really see this being played in like the yellow green deck, right, with the new Belle and, you know, using Cusco and uses 1 jump ahead and Simba and Lilo and all those. I don't really see this being played in that, but like maybe in the gray yellow song deck, I see this being played most likely, because the songs you're playing right now just really aren't that good, and this is probably better than them. This card, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. It's decent, but it's kind of situational. 2.5 out of 5. I'm going down a little bit. The situational aspect of this just makes it so much worse. It seems really good when you look at it, but like when you go to actually play it, you're gonna be like, man, I need to sing with this guy and then play a card. I'm losing this card in hand. There's a lot going on there. 1 jump ahead is just better. All right, moving on. The Queen, Commanding Presence. Shift 2. Isn't there only like 1 queen in the game? Isn't it like the purple? Okay, whatever. It's cool. So you could play a 5-cost on a 5-cost if you want to. When this character quests, chosen opposing character -4 attack this turn, and chosen character gets +4 attack this turn. This is essentially like support. Support's good, so this is probably good. Support's like not played that heavily. It's not really that required. This is just essentially super support. So 3 out of 5. Actually, the stats are really bad for this card. 4-3. I don't think this one's seeing play. Unless something, yeah, this one's not seeing play. Just period. 5 cost for a 4-3, 2 lore. I mean, you're playing this over Cusco, over you know, Maximus, over Goofy. Like you're not playing this card over those cards. So this is gonna be a 2 out of 5 for me. Some people might try to play it, but it's not gonna go well for them, I don't think. All right, Merlin, 4 cost 1/5. Why is with all these guys with 1 attack, man? We want some heavy hitters, you know, some things that clear the board and do some good trading. When one of your other characters is returned to your hand from play, this character gets +1 lore this turn. All right, so this is an interesting card. This is a combo piece for sure. What can we say about this? If there's some sort of like way to loop returning cards to your hand, this can be a very broken card, but I don't know of any way to do that right now. So, you know, for that, it'll be like a pretty 1 out of 5 card. As of the cards I know right now, this card is 1 out of 5. You're not playing it ever. This card sucks. But if there's cards in this new set that like when you play this character, or in order to play this character, bounce another character, like if that's a thing, like instead of paying its cost, you can return a character on your field to your hand, and then you could just bounce 2 of those non-stop forever, and then this guy instantly becomes 20 lore or something like that. If something like that comes out, this card is amazing. But if nothing like that's out, then this card sucks. Moving on, Winnie the Pooh, 5 cost, 5/5 for 2. These stats are good, honestly. 5 cost for 5/5, that's good stats. I mean, what, the 5 cost is like the best one's 5/6, I think, right now. And you get 2 lore for 5/5 for 5. Kills Aladdin, kills a lot of things. I think it's okay. I don't think it's gonna be played because it's a vanilla, and already vanillas aren't really played, which is wild considering how new the game is. Most of the time in new games, vanillas are played, but it's a vanilla 5 cost, 5/5 too. Probably won't see play, but the artwork is freaking awesome. The artwork is amazing. So just for that, I might give it 2.5 out of 5, right? Like it's really not that bad of a card. If you're playing like sealed or anything, you're gonna be happy playing this guy, but in construction, you're probably just not playing him because he doesn't have a good effect. The Sorcerer's Spellbook. Pay 1, gain 1 lore, 3 cost uninkable. All right, here's where everyone's gonna get freaking mad at me. Everyone is like, this card's amazing, right? This card is not amazing. It's okay. I don't think it's really gonna be played that much. Like, why would I pay 3 to play 1 to have to pay 1 every turn to quest? I don't want to pay 4 mana to get 1 lore. I want to pay, if I'm paying 3 mana for a character, it's just better, right? Like, so like if I'm putting a character on the field, that is like, if I'm playing Rafiki instead of this, my Rafiki can also quest for 1 lore. I don't have to pay 1 to quest every time, and I can challenge other characters and clear the board and gain board control. This card, I'm playing 3 to not gain any board control, and then I also have to pay 1 to quest every turn instead of just questing with my characters. It's just much better to just play a character. I understand characters can be removed, this can't. You know, it's harder to remove items in the game. I understand that, but it's just not worth it. Like, right, yeah, your character can die, but then guess what? You could just play more characters. Like, the amount of tempo you're gonna lose playing this card just makes it just bad, essentially. I'm gonna give it, honestly, how hyped people, I'm scared to give it a 1 out of 5, but that's what I wanna give it. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 because I know a lot of people are hyped for this card, so maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think it's very good at all. Elsa, Gloves Off. 3/4 for 4, challenge +3. Not bad, honestly, not bad. So this is a 6 cost. It could kill essentially everything in the game. It could kill, yeah, I mean, that's pretty solid. It could kill a lot of good cards. And then it's Elsa target to shift Elsa onto on turn 6, which you're definitely playing in purple. So I'm not gonna say this card amazing or anything. This isn't a 5 out of 5, but it's okay. It's definitely gonna see play. So I would give it a 3 out of 5. 3.5. 3.5 out of 5 because its name is Elsa. It's got a nice challenge which can deal with a lot of characters. Yeah, you're really just not complaining when you play this card. It's good, solid. If it had 2 lore, it'd be insane. It only has 1, probably a good idea. Just solid. There's not really much to say about it. It's a solid card. 3.5 out of 5. All right, Gaston, Intellectual Powerhouse, 4 cost, or 6 cost, 4/4. With the shift 4, so you can play it on top of another Gaston if you want to. I don't think you're ever going to. You get 3 lore from this guy, which is a lot, so that's good. When you play this character, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may put 1 into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's a little bit of draw power for blue. Not bad. It's really not terrible. But it's not great. You get 3 lore, that's pretty hefty. So what are you playing in this place? Like there's Simba, which also has 3 lore, or not Simba, I think it is Simba. Mufasa, and this Mufasa also has 3 lore. It's a 4/6, better stats. Robin Hood would also draw you a card, also a 6 cost, but it's inkable. You only get 2 lore though. This card's gonna see play. It's definitely gonna see play. A 4/4 that draws you a card. 1 of 3 cards at the top of your deck. That's pretty strong. You get 3 lore. It's definitely going to see play. It's not like absolutely insanely broken, but it's definitely going to be played. I'm going to say this is going to be a 4 out of 5. Definitely seeing play. Definitely going to be in blue decks, but not absolutely insanely broken. It's just very good. 7 cost, Cinderella, Stuart Hart. Oh, you can shift this one for 5. It's a 5/5/3, and a new keyword, resist +2. Damage dealt to this character is reduced by 2. That's pretty good. Stops aggro's. You can shift it on turn 5. Against aggro. Seems very, very good so far. Whenever you play a song, this character may challenge ready characters this turn. Okay, so you no longer, so if you play a song, you don't have to attack tapped characters. You can just attack any character you want. That's insane. So like this card, your opponent plays like a Cusco, you play this card and now you can kill the Cusco. It kills him, or like a Mad Hatter. You can now you can essentially kill anything without them having to tap it. So it kind of gives you that ability to deal with the problem green cards before they get the chance to quest. That's really strong, especially considering that yellow-gray song deck is already like a pretty established deck to begin with. It's already a pretty good deck, and now you're gonna get to add this to it. That's gonna increase its power level significantly, as well as having the better song that we already saw to bring this guy out earlier maybe, or something like that. You know, this is a pretty solid card. This is a 5 out of 5. It's definitely gonna be played in every single gray deck. If you're playing any sort of songs, maybe I'll give it a 4 out of 5 because you need the song condition in order for it to be really insane. I don't know, but a resist 2 5/5 is already good. So maybe, like, you attack this, if this attacks Aladdin doesn't kill it and it kills Aladdin, like that's same cost. Yeah, I mean, this card's just really good, man. And you're questing for 3 with this guy instead of 2, which Aladdin's questing for 2. Yeah, man, this guy's a 5 out of 5. Who am I kidding? This guy's a 5 out of 5. You know, you're gonna play a song, you're gonna deal with problem characters, you're gonna deal with Lilos before they get a chance to do anything, and then you're also going to not take damage from killing those low drops that you tend to kill with this, as well as questing for 3 every single time and having some sort of protection. This guy's 5 out of 5. Very good card. Tiana, Celebrating Princess for 1/4, resist 2. Okay, so it's got that resist keyword again. That's pretty sweet. 2 lore, 4 cost, uninkable. When this character is exerted and you have no cards in your hand, opponents can't play action. So there's not a lot of actions that are played to begin with right now, like be prepared, I guess. You know, like tapping this and your opponent can't play be prepared. That's pretty good, but it's like so situational that this card's just not going to be played. Like this card, unless there's a lot of actions coming out, this card's not going to be played. If it is played, it's going to be played in gray, most likely, just to kind of protect your bell, the first bell card we saw, and to essentially protect all your low drops, making it so they can't be targeted with your opponent's actions, removal spells. But I just don't think there's that many actions in the game right now that are played. And playing this to stop your opponent from using actions, probably not that big a deal. You probably just want to play a better 4-drop, something with more attack. Like you could play Hans, 13th in line, 3/3, quests for 2 and deals 1 damage to everything, to something every time it quests. That's, you know, I don't know, it's hard to say. This card has potential. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It has potential. I don't think it's going to be played, but it's got potential. It could be played. Dinner Bell, 4 cost, uninkable. 2 mana. Play it to tap it. It's an item. Draw cards equal to the damage on chosen characters of your opponents, then banish them. All right. So draw cards equal to the damage on chosen characters of yours. So you take a damaged character, you banish it, and you draw cards equal to the amount of damage on it. So you're essentially going to draw a lot of cards if you're hitting a high value card. You're paying 6 to do this. So you're paying 6 and your character that you played in order to draw cards. This can see play. Because people are hurting so bad for draw cards, this will actually probably see play, and it will probably see play in red-blue ramp. This adds a lot of power to red-blue ramp. If you play your like Maleficent or your any of your high drops in that deck, and then you trade with something and then draw 4 cards, which are all strong characters to play after that. Yeah, this card becomes very, very good. It just costs a lot. The price is steep, but drawing cards in that deck is so good that it's going to be worth it. This card in itself might make blue-red ramp just one of the best decks in the game. Once you start drawing cards in that deck, that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to beat. Right now, it's easy to beat because they run out of cards, and if they don't run out of cards, which this card kind of helps them do, it's going to be a problem. This is a 4 out of 5. It's kind of situational, so I'm not going to give it a 5 out of 5, right? You're not going to put it in every deck you play. But in blue-red, this card is nuts. It's a 4 out of 5 because of that. 4 cost, 5/3/1. This card sucks. The vanilla, 5 attack, 3. You pay 1 more and you get a Maui who has a 5/6 and rush. That's just way better than this card. Cool, it's bad. You're not gonna ever play it. This card sucks. Moving on. All right, I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and all that jazz if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.